The One E series of smartphones have always been the inexpensive counterparts to HTC's flagship One M series. The HTC One E9 Plus, though, takes a somewhat different turn with a bigger 5.5-inch display and a downclocked MediaTek X10 Helio SoC. The device is in many ways a better phone than the M series. Of course, one of the reasons for this is because it costs almost Rs 10,000 lower than the M9 Plus, but let's take a look at the other reasons. The first thing one notices is that the phone is wrapped in a matte finish polycarbonate body, but only on the back. It doesn't have the curved back which hampers ergonomics, and it tries to create its own identity with the large camera module at the back, but this overall HTC Desire-like look doesn't really feel premium enough for a phone that costs more than 30,000 rupees. But we did like the fit and finish of the components, the machine-etched speaker grille, and the clicky button layout. Ultimately, the fact of the matter is, whether it's metal or just polycarbonate, HTC really knows how to make a well-built and sturdy smartphone. Now moving on to the UI and to the display. The UI is similar to that in the One M9 Plus. There are slight changes in the security and camera settings, but besides that, everything is same old with the Zen 7 UI on top of the Android lollipop. The display is bright enough to be viewed in any light conditions, the sharpness is bang on, and the color saturation is just right. Many of the current flagships offer a slightly saturated display, which is liked by many people. The HTC One E9 Plus does this too, but it's just the right amount. So, how does the E9 Plus perform? Day-to-day performance is buttery smooth. In almost a week of usage, we never closed down a single application whatsoever. All tasks, from browsing to heavy gaming, were dealt with the same ease. However, the pixel shader of the GPU is not as good as we hoped for, and far-off objects either lose their texture or look completely of a single solid color. Overall, the phone is very capable, but nowadays, phones under 30K can also run such tasks with equal ease. Judging by the synthetic benchmarks and keeping the daily usage in mind, the MediaTek Helio X10 SoC is slightly underpowered. Nonetheless, still very powerful. Furthermore, the call quality and reception is good, and the audio quality of the phone is one of the best we have ever heard, just like the other HTC devices with boom sound. The 2800 mAh battery does the job. While the phone does lose battery faster than usual when you're gaming, it does really well in regular moderate usage. With 5 to 6 calls, an hour of social media and some videos, the phone lasts for just over a day. That being said, it's not exactly optimized for video since our looping video test yielded just about 6.5 hours out of the battery. Coming to the camera, yes, it is a 20 megapixel shooter, and yes, it has been borrowed from the HTC One M9 Plus along with all its drawbacks. However, the camera lacks dynamic range, and turning on the HDR mode doesn't help much either. It struggles to focus while taking macro shots and leaves a slight yellowish tint in every image it takes. Low light photography also suffers due to the slow focus and the lack of dynamic range. Images taken in daytime or in ample light are average, and we expected more from a 20 megapixel camera. The front-facing ultra-pixel camera is good, but we have seen better front-facing cameras in phones which cost half as much as this. So, coming to the bottom line. Being based on the HTC One M9 Plus, this phone does not have any strong roots to start with. However, it does show promise in certain aspects. So we gave it a rating of 70 because it does what it is meant to do, and costing 33K, it's actually better value for money than the M9 Plus, HTC's current flagship. E9 Plus is a good contender in its price segment, just like its predecessor, the HTC One E8 was.